Hello everyone, my name is Chloe and today I'm here with a brand new video. Today I'm here to talk about all of the books that I read during the month of May, which May went by extremely fast. I think I've said this about most of the month so far this year, but May really was just a blink. It was like yesterday everybody was doing the "it's gonna be May" memes and TikToks, and now it's June. So somehow I managed to complete a total of 9 items during the month of June. Technically I finished on June 1st, but I'm counting it for May and I'm lumping it in with everything. So we're going to jump right in. I'm not even gonna lie, it's a lot of romance. What else is new? So let's just go ahead and get started. So the first book I read was How to Love Your Neighbor by Sophie Sullivan, and I was gifted an e-arc from NetGalley from the publisher, so thank you so much to both the publisher and NetGalley for sending me an e-arc to review. This book did come out in January, but I finally got around to reading it and writing a review, so I'm going to link my review in the description below. This is about our main character who's an interior designer and our other main character who is kind of like, I don't want to say a real estate mogul, but he buys a lot of properties and sells them he doesn't flip them, but I don't really know how to describe him. And he wants to buy his neighbor's house, which is our main character. It is an enemies to kind of friends to lovers trope. It's done through an interesting take that I haven't seen done before, in the sense of I've never really read a book featuring an interior designer. Overall, I gave this book 4 stars, and make sure to check out my review linked in the description below. Next, I read It Happened One Summer by Tessa Bailey. This is my first Tessa Bailey book, and I am reading this one in preparation for a video that I'm planning for later this year. Overall, I gave this one 3.5 stars. I did find our main character to be very annoying in the beginning, but I will say that she had a good growth character arc throughout the story. I really did like the sister, so I'm very excited to read the next book because that is her book. The sister seems smarter than our main character in this book, Piper. Everybody raves about Tessa Bailey, so I'm hoping that there's better things that she's written out there, because Piper was just an absolute airhead for the first half of the book. Next, I read Inheritance by Katharine McGee. This is a novella in the American Royals series. It is a prequel to the entire series. There's not too much to say about this. I enjoyed being back in this world with these characters. It has been a bit since I read the second one. It's probably been over 2 years now, maybe. So it's been a minute. But I fell back into this world with all these characters and I loved it so much. We kind of see events that have been mentioned in the main books happening in this book. And overall, I really enjoyed it and I'm very excited for the 3rd book to come out. So I gave this one 5 stars. Next, I read The Spanish Love Deception by Elena Armas. I have heard this be compared to The Hating Game. People who love The Hating Game will love this book. I can definitely see where that comparison comes from, but overall I gave it 4 stars. I've also heard that it's very long for a romance rom-com, and I can see where that's coming from as well, because if you had taken out one little sliver of the plot, it probably would have made this whole book like a good length and the plot would have been perfectly fine still. I think I will still pick up her next book, but right now it's just an introduction to this author. Next, I read The Hawthorne Legacy by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This is the sequel to the Inheritance games. This book wrapped everything up, in my opinion. So I have no idea how there's going to be a 3rd book, but it's coming out in a couple of months, and I definitely want to know what is going to be in this book because so much was just wrapped up very nicely in this book. I still love the puzzle aspect of this series. I still don't care about the romance as much, but it's still a good read and something that I look forward to picking up because of that puzzle aspect. It's so interesting to me. So I gave this one 4 stars. I think there must be... No, they wrapped that up too. I don't know. They wrapped up all of my questions. Next, I read the BookTube Chicks Book Club pick for the month of May, which was We Are Satellites by Sarah Pinsker. This is a sci-fi set in the near future where basically you have to get this brain implant or you could potentially get left behind as society. We had a whole live show about this book, so I will link that in the description below. Overall, I gave it 3 stars. I found some aspects of it interesting, but I also kept anticipating a large plot twist that never really came. This is more of like a slice of life, following what is an ordinary family as this device becomes exceedingly popular, and we follow them across, I believe it's like 10 years. So we get perspectives from each individual member of this family and their thoughts on what is happening. Next, I read The Wedding Crasher by Mia Sosa. I received an ARC of this book from Goodreads, or from the publisher, from a Goodreads giveaway. I won this ARC. I was finally able to pick it up, and I really enjoyed this one as well. I think, you know, there's something about Mia Sosa romances that just in the thick of it, you're like, oh my god. I rated this one 5 stars. I haven't written my review yet, but by the time you guys see this video, I will have written it and posted it, so check that out in the description below. This is following Solange, who is helping her cousin, who is the main character of Mia Sosa's other book, which is somewhere behind me, with wedding planning, and she discovers that the bride is unfaithful to the groom, and somehow she accidentally stops the wedding. I would also just like to add that I loved our main male character, Dean. He was A+ cinnamon roll, and I'll probably talk about that in my review as well, so check that out, linked in the description below. But 5 stars. Next, I read another little novella, and that was The Love Connection by Denise Williams. This is my first anything by Denise Williams, and this is kind of not really a slice of life, but it is following this main character who owns a pet grooming business inside of an airport, and every week she sees this one passenger who she thinks is very good looking, and on a chance encounter they meet. Overall, I gave it 4 stars. I think I would have to read more of Denise Williams' work to see kind of where I stand with her writing, but I'm interested enough that I plan on picking up the next 2 novellas in this little mini series. And finally, the last book I completed right before this video was Book Lovers by Emily Henry. I just love all of Emily Henry's adult rom-coms. This one was no exception. I did feel that I got a bit of a different experience with it because I exclusively listened to the audiobook, whereas with her previous 2 books I have physically read them. So that kind of it didn't change my opinion. I still really loved the book, but it kind of changed the vibe that I had with this book. Although the reuniting at the end was chef kiss amazing. I loved it so much, and I know that this is going to be something I'm going to want to reread every year, like Beach Read and People We Meet on Vacation. So that is all I have for everything that I read during the month of May. Let me know in the comments below if you have read any of these books or what your thoughts are on them, and make sure to check out all of the reviews that I'm linking in the description below. And that's all I have for this video today, so thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed it. As always, if you like what you see here, please go ahead and click subscribe. I post new videos every week, so click subscribe so you can be updated when I post those. Thank you all so much. I'll see you in my next one. Bye!
In the darkness, I don't feel so cold. The ashes fall like rain, and somehow we're okay. My story drifts between shadows and smoke.